Home affordability in the US has hit in levels that we may never ever come back from. And that's what we want to break down here for you today. And that may explain why my bags are packed. I'm at the airport and I'm about to meet Newski in Colombia because we out of here, bro. I'm tired of the US. I can't take this no more. So let's break this down, bro.
Yeah, I got you. We're gonna show you guys exactly where we are. So if you guys want to pull up, yeah, come right ahead. This is the crib. It got a nice little view. You know what I mean? Look at that view, y'all. Come on now, y'all. I gotta pull up. And the best part is it's $670,000. That's all it is. So definitely come through. But let's get into the episode, right? So the first thing we have to talk about is interest rates, and the mortgage interest rate that people are paying right now on their homes. So a 30-year fixed rate is 7.38%. Well, just about 2-3 years ago, bro, we were seeing rates as low as 3%. Some people were getting like 2.9%. So how crazy is this right now, bro?
Bro, this is insane, man. We talking about people paying basically almost 4 times the amount that they were paying if they had like a 2% rate. So
yeah. And that's with
I mean?
people who have good credit, like 700, let's just assume you have like in that 660 range. Bro, that just went up. Now let's say you're trying to get a crib here, you're hitting north of 8. It's very, very spooky right now. So the biggest thing to understand about this is just understand rates are high, and it doesn't seem like, from what Jerome Powell is saying, that he's going to start cutting rates. He's just, we put a stop, like we're pausing rates right now. We are predicting a couple more increases. So it's like this number doesn't seem to be going down, which then ties back and impacts home pricing, right? Like the actual sale of homes. So if you look at this chart, which is basically showing you the median sales price of homes sold in the United States, all the way from like the 1960s, all the way to current day. If you think about it, just in Q4 of 2022, it was about $480,000. Now it went down to $436,000. Is that a substantial drop? I don't think so, bro.
It's nothing too crazy. And the thing is, we're also heading into Q2, which is going to be probably most likely higher prices just by the fact that typically people do rush into the housing market during the summer months versus the winter months. Yep. So that number will probably increase again.
And that's the thing, like for everyone who has parents where they bought a house like, 20 years ago, grandparents who bought houses, like it's tough because honestly, they most likely bought houses around this time period right here. Or some might even bought prices like around here.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you think about it, they were paying $166,000 an average home price. Guys, you have to think about it. There are states like New York where this number is getting you nothing. Like California, this is getting you nothing. Texas, even like, yeah, you might get something, but you're going to be in Texas, in the middle of like nowhere in Texas. It's not like you're in Houston or Dallas even. So that's another thing you have to think about.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. Like, honestly, I feel like in New York, you're paying $400,000 for an apartment.
Bro, you are. You actually are. And that's the crazy part. Like, we're struggling out here. So it's not fun. And then another thing you would think about now is this, right? So usually how interest rates and home pricing go is when your interest rates are higher, home prices become lower, right? Because demand goes down. Like, why would I go and get a new home if I have to obviously pay heavier interest? That's why you saw the price come down. It makes sense. But just keep this in mind. Remember, we said interest rates are not going down anytime soon. Most likely you're going to see an increase and stay stagnant for a while. So then that impacts the price of a home to go, down a little bit. It's gonna go down a little bit, but this is the piece that really matters, the housing supply. So you want to explain the whole relationship, bro, between like demand and supply?
Yeah, for a fact. So when it comes to supply, y'all, if there are a lot of homes in the market, that means that buyers have a larger selection to choose from. Therefore, sellers, they can't necessarily just jack up prices all crazy because buyers have options. But when you have a housing supply that's extremely low, that means that sellers are in control at this point because they can say, hey, you don't got that many options, my brother. You might got to pay exactly what I told you to pay. And therefore they're in control. And so the reason why housing supply is low, like a major reason, is all the liquidity that was pushed into the market during the COVID time period, because Right now, people are sitting on, like we said, interest rates of 2% or 3%. So why the heck would you ever leave your house, which opens up supply, right? People moving out opens up supply, but no one's moving out because you're sitting on a 2% or 3% fixed rate. You're not trying to leave your crib right now to go somewhere else to pick up a 6 or 7% interest rate, 8% interest rate. Why would you do that? So everyone's staying put. And we're actually to show you guys stats on just how many people have those low rates, right? It's not a small amount of people. A lot of people have very low rates. And it's caused a situation where everybody's staying put, housing supply stays low, prices stay high, and where do we go from here?
Yeah, and I'm so glad you said that, bro, because this is what shocks me the most. Like, of course, it says 1.45 million homes for sale in the United States, right now, currently, as in May 2023. We have to wait for the June data, but in May, which is down 6.5%. So supply, it's not like supply is increasing. Supply is actually coming down because of what you just explained. But this is the thing that shocks me the most. This right here. 20, really, it's 24.9, so really 25% down year over year. So homes are not being listed for sale. That's just like, if homes aren't being listed for sale, the supply is going to stay down, interest rates are going to stay high, people are not going to want to buy. Like, what do we do? I just spit some bars right there, but like, what do we actually do? You know what I mean?
What do we do? We moved to Colombia.
Yeah,
That's
we moved to Colombia, and that's the thing, y'all. Like, people who are trying to buy a home right now, they're struggling. Rel and I, if you guys have been following the channel for quite some time now, you guys know that we're very open with you guys. Like, we were very, very heavily invested in terms of buying a home. We were looking to purchase homes as investment properties, start getting some income in that sense of passive income. But then we realized the way the market's going, our money is way better in the stock market because we could flip it rather than putting it in the real estate market and trying to get a deal that doesn't make sense. And so the American dream is being crushed. And a lot of parents and grandparents are like, yo, why don't you put a down payment? Grandpa, you were paying like $10,000 as a down payment, bro.
Man, right now our 10,000 is not even closing costs. Like,
no, not at all, bro. Not at all. And this is what Rel was talking about. So if you guys are still watching, please make sure you stick around because it's going to get very interesting, and hit that like button for us because it helps our channel out a lot. But let's just check this out. It says nearly everyone with a mortgage has an interest rate below 6%, right? Keep this in mind. What do we say right now? The average, right, if you look at it, is about 7%. So when you think about it, it says roughly 4 in 5 home buyers or homeowners with mortgages have an interest rate below 5%, and nearly 1/4 have a rate below 3%. That's shocking. That means almost 25% of people are below 3%, bro. Below 3%. And this is the even more crazy part. It says 91.8% of US homeowners with mortgages have an interest rate below 6%. So you know how it says nearly everyone? They're not lying. It's literally 92%, which is insane, which is almost at the record high of 92.9%, which was in mid 2022. So just look at this chart. So it's basically showing you this right here. So the green, like this little color is 3%. This bluish color is 3 to 4% of interest rate. This green is 4 to 5%, which I would be happy with. I would be happy with 4 to 5. This little orange yellow color is 5 to 6, and this dark orange is above 6. This is insane, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you move? Like, literally, why the heck would you leave your crib if you locked in a 3% rate to exchange it for what? A 7% rate? It doesn't make sense. And I don't know if that's ever going to change, because even when people say, oh, don't worry, Powell's going to start cutting rates soon. First of all, he said the opposite. Powell already said he's trying to keep rates elevated, because if you look at what's going on right now, the difference between this and other time periods is when he raised rates, the job market stayed strong. The labor markets are strong. He kind of cracked the banking system for a second, but then the Fed put the backstop. And so the regional banks seem to be at least surviving right now. So that got handled. So there's nothing in the economy that's cracked to make Powell say, yo, we need to cut interest rates. Right now, the economy seems all right. Stock market's doing this thing. Rates stay high. And so therefore, I don't see this.
And home price came down. Don't forget that. They did come down a little bit. Like, if they come down a little bit more in Q4, let's just assume it comes out to 400,000, bro. That would, from 479 to 400,000, that's roughly about like 17% down. He did his job.
Yeah, he did his job, but it's just that it's not gonna be the affordability altogether when you include the interest rate. It won't be what it once was, because even when he cuts rates, most likely he's not going to cut it down to 2% again or cut it down to 3%. It's still going to be pretty high. It might go from where it's at, like let's say interest rates on mortgages is 7%. You might get it down to 6%, 5%. But we're not seeing those 3% rates again, which a lot of people have, as we just showed in the graph.
Right. So, and that's the biggest thing. So if you're in your home buying process right now, you guys have to make sure you're doing your due diligence. You guys have to make sure you have enough money to be able to afford the home. Like, I don't want people buying homes and then assuming they're going to be able to refinance in like 6-7 months. Like, or you like, don't do that, because you really don't know. Like as Rel said, it's not like he's going to promise to cut rates as of January. There's no need to. So we don't want y'all making a decision. At the end of the day, you want to buy a home because it makes sense, not just because it sounds good. So that's why we're saying the American dream right now, it's not looking too hot.
And I want to say one more thing. It's also the same thing you see it in the rental market. There's some areas around the country right now where people are literally paying 6 months ahead to bid. They're bidding for rent. So we know how people was bidding for home prices, and there was like a competition there, like going over asking. People are paying 6 months in advance on their rent just to get into the home, because there's lines of people that are competing for rental spaces. And so the housing market is tight. The rental market is tight. Living in America right now is extremely unaffordable, and my bags are packed.
That's a fact. This is one thing that I remember you and I used to talk about a lot, bro. Like, if you guys are still watching, this is a gem that might sound very simple, but you guys have to process it the right way. So at the end of the day, when you're investing, all that should matter to you is your income and your percentage gain going up, right? Or is your net worth increasing? So does not matter if that happens in a real estate format. Doesn't matter if it happens in like a stock market or a business. As long as your interest, right, the money that you're making is going higher and your net worth is increasing, that's all that matters. Don't just buy a home to flex. Like, make sure it actually makes sense for you guys. For us, stock market is the way right now, because we know how to flip money in that sense. We don't care for real estate as much.
As well as business.
We will.
And as well as our businesses, literally focusing on stock market and businesses right now, and we'll wait for the opportunity in real estate. But right now, I think the focus should be to generate net worth through your businesses, stock market, because those are the opportunities are currently.
Yep, that's a fact. But if you're still watching, thank you. We appreciate you. Please let us know what you think about the housing market. If you're buying right now or if you're staying put, we love to know what you actually think, right? But once again, if you're still watching, thank you. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Plus, hit that little notification bell, because we drop
2 videos a week.
You don't want to miss them. Check us out in Colombia and check us out on Wednesday. Until then, peace.
Peace.
Soundstripe.